background. Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of You Were Meant for More. I'm your host, Francina Ayala, and I'm so excited for today's show because wow, does it have impact? And it is so relatable. And our topic is when your soul whispers to you, there's more, and how to listen to that inner knowing. So, have you ever been in that situation where you're feeling something is just not right? Something is sitting with you, your soul is speaking to you, but you're not quite sure where it's coming from or what's happening? This episode is for you, so stay tuned. I want to share a little bit about who I am. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You know, we go live on E360 TV. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, of course. So definitely share the love because there's so much to impact in these 30-minute episodes. So thank you for being here. And if you've been with me for a while, I truly adore you and I appreciate you for everything and your support. So let's go ahead and share a little bit about my background, who I am, and what I do. So here we go.
Guess what? You're not in it alone because there's tons of women out there that are struggling just like you who want to be there to support you.
All right. So a little bit about me. I am a women empowerment coach and speaker. I am NLP certified and I host women empowerment summits and conferences. And we are all about shaking up women in business, leadership, and their overall well-being because we know what it's like to do life alone and we want to be there to support you where you're at. So here we go. We're going to jump into today's show. And as mentioned before, previous episodes is I have notes because, of course, I need to make sure I stay in alignment because you guys, I can talk and share my heart and my soul and my passion. And I can go on more than my time limit, right? I'm sure we've all been there. But I wanted to really dive into this topic because I know it's hit me on a deeper level, and I'm sure it's hit you before, where you know that you're meant for more. You know that something is out there, but you haven't really found what that is and how to listen to it and where to begin. And so thank you for being here. And of course, as always, definitely join me live in the chat room. Let me know if, where you're joining from, wherever you're located. Let me know if you caught this on replay, if you're catching it live. I would love for you all to interact because that's what it's all about. It's just sharing and supporting one another and lifting each other up, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and dive in. So you know that feeling when you're going through your day and maybe you're at work, maybe you're checking off your to-do list, maybe everything looks perfect on paper, but there's this voice inside that says, there's more? Yeah, I remember when that one happened to me at work. It was so funny. It's not loud, it's not demanding, it's a whisper. And today we're going to talk about what happens when your soul whispers, there's more. And more importantly, how to actually listen to what it's trying to tell you. So because here's what I know. I know to be true that whisper, it's not random. It's not your imagination, and it's definitely not something that you should ignore. Believe me, I've tried multiple times. That whisper is your soul's GPS trying to guide you towards the life you are actually meant to live. So grab whatever, coffee, tea, or water, get comfortable, and let's dive into learning to listen to your inner knowing. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, so definitely go grab however you take notes, make sure you grab a journal or make sure you grab your phone. Sometimes, like if I don't have a journal near me, I'll put it in my notes section. But I want you to keep this handy because we're going to dive in a little bit later. So let me paint a picture for you. It's Tuesday morning, you're drinking your coffee, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly there it is. That feeling, that knowing that this isn't it. So I want to share a little bit of a story. I remember my soul first started whispering to me when I was in corporate America. I was checking all the boxes society told me to check. Good job, steady paycheck, benefits. I mean, I was, of course, a single mom, so I had to do that, right? But every morning, that whisper got a little louder. Francine, there's more. I remember wanting to spread my wings. I remember, if you didn't catch a last episode, previous episodes before, I actually told my manager to fire me because I wanted to find something that brought out my soul's purpose. And who knew back then that that's actually what I was looking for? And, I always say, be careful what you say, because eventually she actually did. And, obviously it happened for the best. And, we're still friends till this day, but still it had to go down that way. It wasn't pretty. It was definitely not pretty, but again, it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and that's okay. I was grateful and blessed that that's what happened. So here's what most people don't understand about the soul whispers. They're not dramatic. They don't come with fireworks or burning bushes. They come in quiet moments. When you're driving to work and suddenly think, what if I did that thing I've always dreamed about? When you're watching someone live their passion and feel that tug in your chest, or when you accomplish something you thought you wanted and you still feel empty. Yeah, believe me, I know. I was sitting at my work desk feeling defeated when I was back in corporate America. That's basically where it all happened. But it's like, how do I get to it? Like, I wanted a job that would pay me to travel. I remember that specifically. I wanted to be on a plane as much as possible, visiting new destinations. Because, I mean, who doesn't not like to travel? Come on. Come on. Where are my travel people? Give me a yes, that's me. I love to travel. Where is it that you traveled to recently? Whatever it may be, I want you guys to share your passions, share what it is you want to experience, because this is what it's all about. Diving into that, your soul's dream of knowing that there's more out there. Okay. So your soul whispers in feelings, not words. It actually whispers through like restlessness when you're not aligned. And it's so funny because as I was doing research on this as well, I started to realize that something actually hit me as I was doing this research too. And then, of course, because I do my own coaching with my coach, but restlessness when you're not aligned. So have you ever felt that where you're working, you're striving, you're doing everything to be true in your business or in your career or in your life, but it doesn't feel complete. There's this restlessness. And when I read that, I was like, what's so funny? I did feel restless. Whenever my soul wasn't aligned with what God's purpose had for me, I was very restless. And I remember talking to God and just being like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? Now, granted, and I'm completely honest, you all know I'm very transparent. I was just like disconnected. I was disconnected from him, and I was just like, because I was trying to find my way. But it's like, the thing is, your soul's purpose, your inside spirit is telling you things, but you're not allowing it to take shape, take form. We just kind of push it to the back. Yeah, I know. Believe me. I'm not here to tell you everything is perfectly, shining bright in my life or anything like that. But guess what? I get to create the momentum to make that happen every single day. So every single day isn't going to be, sunshine and lollipops and all of that fun stuff. But I get to choose to make it that day every day. And I do choose that. So the excitement when you think about your dreams. So remember that excitement when you think about your dreams and how it feels? That's the excitement you want to hold on to. That is your inner soul. That deep knowing when something just feels right. The discomfort when you're living someone else's life. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many times I was in entrepreneurship and I would hear, go build your dreams or you're going to continue to build somebody else's. And that hit me. That hit me hard. And I was like, I want to be that person building somebody else's dreams. I want to build my dreams. So, of course. But I want you to let that sink in, okay? The whisper isn't telling you to blow up your life tomorrow. It's telling you to pay attention. It's saying, hey, remember who you are. Remember what you came here to do. And here's the beautiful thing. Your soul has been whispering to you your entire life. Every time you felt called to do something bigger, every time you had a crazy idea that made your heart race, every time you thought, what if? That was your soul trying to guide you home to yourself. I mean, like mic drop, right? Have you ever felt that? Like, let me know in the comments, like if you are going through that, if you're experiencing it, if it's showing up in your life, let me know. I'm curious because I know it happens to a lot of us. And I want to see those people who it's like you're striving and you're thriving for it to happen. And it's showing up in your life more ways than one. So if you can relate, let me know in the comments. So I wanted to break down why we stop listening. This is powerful. Not a lot of people understand this portion, but a lot of people that know me do because of the work that I do. So I'm going to share a little bit more about why we stop listening. So if our souls are constantly trying to guide us, why don't we listen? Why do we ignore that whisper until it becomes a shout? And sometimes until it becomes complete burnout. Burnout, 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 burnout. You know what? I lost count of how many times I've tried to control my life and it led to burnout. Yep. I was just like, I'm good. I'm good. So let me tell you the top reasons we stop listening to our inner knowing. You ready for this? Write it down if you like, because I want you to go back and look at it and read it again. Number 1, we've been programmed to choose practical over purposeful. From the time we were kids, we were taught to be realistic. What's your backup plan? How many times did you hear that? How will you make money? How will you make money doing that? Be practical. So how many times were you growing up and you wanted to do this big thing and somebody just, I'm trying to use a better word than shitted on your dreams, but you know what? They shitted on your dreams. How many times has that happened in your life? You have to go to college. You have to get a degree, make good money, work 40 hours a week, and retire at 65. Can I share a breakthrough really, really quick with you guys? Honestly, like those were the words I heard growing up. You had to go to college. You had to get a degree. You had to get a good job. That's why things in my life pretty much led me to depression, because I wasn't in alignment with what society deemed appropriate for my life. Crazy. I know. So I'm going to share a breakthrough with you all from my masterclass. So not only do I coach people, but I actually get coaching from my own coach. And I'm in a mastermind class with several other women. So in my masterclass last night, I learned about looping scenarios in my life and how my past was causing it. You see, when I coach others, I actually break down these limiting beliefs and decisions in their lives. But because people don't understand that these thoughts and decisions, their younger self made that up, and that continues to play on repeat. And as a coach, I'm still learning and releasing old patterns that my coach guides me through. So I'm always self-developing. I am always growing because I want to be there to support the next person to their breakthrough. Okay. During this masterclass, you guys, again, when I coach, I love seeing the breakthroughs in my clients' eyes. Like, boom, action, done. Like, I love it. That is just what I love about these opportunities to have breakthrough with clients. So there were things that popped out in my masterclass last night that I was like, oh, okay. which is fine, because it allowed me to grow. And I wanted to share 3 of these with you because I want it to impact your life. I want you to understand it and then take action. Okay, so go grab your phone, note take, or go grab a journal and write out notes, however that works for you, or whatever works best. So I want to quickly leave you with these 3 tips or notes, however you want to label them, that I wrote down from my class. So I'm going to share the work that I'm doing as well. Okay, now remember, our subconscious mind will process things differently. And if these tips touch you in any way, I want you to reach out because there will be a whisper, a knowing for you to take action. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because sometimes your subconscious mind isn't there yet, or you've already bypassed that area of your life, and that's okay. Okay, go ahead and grab your phone or grab what it is you need to grab. All right, let me pull these up. Okay, number one, I'm giving you 3. Okay, so what label or status have you given yourself? And you may not even know what that means, but I wanted to have you sit with it. What label or status have you given yourself? Think about it and journal on it tonight. Meditate on it, pray on it. I want you to think about that. Number 2, look at the looping scenarios in your life that continue to occur and see if they're in alignment with your soul's purpose. I know that's a lot. Look at the looping scenarios in your life that continue to occur and see if they're in alignment with your soul's purpose. Let me just put that in here really quick for you guys. Just in case you're taking notes, I want to make sure that I put it up on the screen so that if you're catching this on replay, you can pause, you can screenshot, whatever that may look like. But look at the looping scenarios in your life that continue to occur and see if they're in alignment with your soul's purpose. Okay? And then the third one is you're going to manifest what you believe. You're going to manifest what you believe. So write that down. I know I didn't put the other one in the note section, but I'm going to do these last 2. And that's fine, so that you can write it down or screenshot. You're going to manifest what you believe. And you guys, you will take action when you are ready. But if you're like, oh, Francine, I'm so ready to do this. Like, I'm just getting caught up in these loops and these scenarios, and we're going to have a conversation. Okay. So one of the things I shared with my class, and I shared it actually on my Instagram stories yesterday, and Facebook and Instagram story yesterday. But everything we say out of our mouth is our reality too. So for example, I kept saying I was tired. And I'm like, oh, I'm tired. And I just kept saying it. I kept saying it because, like, going through perimenopause or, not getting the right amount of sleep, things like that. And so my body was taking a toll. And one of the things I kept saying was that I was tired. Well, guess what? Every single time I said that, my brain, my subconscious mind, my neurology believed it. So guess what? It kept making me tired. Every single day I was tired. And I was like, Francine, you coach people on how to say things that are empowering. What are you saying? So I was like, yeah, you're right. Again, I was mind blown. I was like, sometimes we just need that, like, that moment of like, hey, stop doing that. And so what I started doing is I am energy. I am energetic. I have energy. I am, productive. I am showing up. My body is awake. I am in alignment. All the things that I want, I'm saying, I'm just like, Hey, sometimes we just need that reminder, and that's okay. But I just had to share that with you guys because I want to make sure you're going to manifest what you believe. So, what do you believe is happening in your life right now? You have to speak what it is you want, not what it is you don't want. Okay? If this resonated, then definitely leave me a comment. Let me know how this is supporting you. I want to hear all of your feedback. Okay? All right, let me continue. All right, we learn to silence our dreams before they even have a chance to whisper. Okay, so number 2, other people's opinions are louder than our inner voice. Your soul whispers, but your family, your friends, the society, they shout it. You should do this. You're crazy for wanting that. What will people think? We get so good at listening to everyone else that we forget how to listen to ourselves. And number 3, we're scared of what listening might require us to do. Because here's the truth. When you really listen to your soul, it's going to ask you to change. It's going to ask you to grow. It's going to ask you to step into the unknown. And that's terrifying. A lot of people don't like stepping out of their comfort zone. I mean, your whole body will fight against it. I mean, I know that because I went through it multiple times. And number 4, we stay busy to avoid the whisper. And that one hit me too, because I remember back when I was doing all of the busy work and not following through with what I needed to make my business grow. And that one was just like, okay, I remember when that hit me and I was just like, boom, let's do this. Let's stay focused on what it is our goal is. So remember, I had talked about we're going to manifest what we believe. So we definitely don't want to stay busy to avoid the whisper. Take time for you to listen. We fill our calendars. We scroll social media. We binge on Netflix. Anything to avoid sitting in the quiet where we might actually hear what our soul is trying to tell us. And this happened to me on multiple levels. Like, I don't know how many people told me I needed to meditate. And I'm like, do you know how hard it is for somebody like me to just sit there and like be quiet? It does take some practicing, I promise you. So here's the big one, number 5. We don't trust ourselves. We've been taught that everyone else knows better, basically, than we do. Experts, gurus, our parents, our partners, we've forgotten that we have an internal guidance system that's more accurate than any GPS. But here's what I need you to know. Every time you ignore that whisper, a little part of your soul dies. I'm telling you. Every time you choose safe over soul aligned, you move further away from who you were meant to be. And the cost of not listening, living someone else's life, going through the motions, feeling empty even when everything looks perfect on the outside. So, I mean, I'm sorry, you guys. I choose the latter. Let's level up to where it is our soul is taking us. And I'm going to teach you how to learn to listen. So, okay. So now that we know why we stop listening, let's talk about how we start listening again. Because your soul is still whispering to you. You just need to remember how to tune in. It's still there whispering. Okay. So step 1, create space for the whisper. This is through prayer or meditation. Give yourself that space to really listen, okay? Your soul can't compete with the noise of your busy life. You need to create quiet moments. This doesn't mean you need to meditate for hours, though if that works for you, of course, that's amazing because I couldn't do it. This means 5 minutes in the morning before you check your phone, taking a walk without podcasts or music, sitting in your car for a moment before you go into work or you go into that next appointment. I do a lot of my soul connecting when I'm driving because I just listen. Now, granted, I do have music on. So that's one thing I do need to do is, I mean, I have it on low, but it's worship music. And so I feel like I'm connected more to his presence, but I do need to just be in silence. So my 5 minutes in the morning is just to listen. And of course, step 2, learn the difference between your mind's chatter and your soul's wisdom. Your mind says, what if it doesn't work? And your soul says, but what if it does? Your mind lists all the reasons of why not, and your soul shows the vision of what's possible. So how many times has your mind just had that vision? Your mind creates anxiety and your soul creates excitement. So I want to share really quick about the conference we're doing. We're doing a women empowerment conference in September. And there were multiple times when I've hosted this event and I'm like, oh my goodness, we're not going to have the people. The people aren't going to show up. They're not going to register. We're going to be so, I mean, you name it. My anxiety would go through the roof. And now my soul responds to my mind actually now. So my mind will be, oh no, we got to do this. And we still got to do that. And we haven't had this. And my soul's like, it's okay. It's coming. The people are going to show up and it's going to be phenomenal. And you're going to get all the right people who are meant to be there. I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? But it's my reality of like, my soul is showing up because there's this confidence in me and this knowing of what I've done over the last 4 to 5 years in growing this big community of women who want to support each other. They're going to show up. They've showed up at my last events. Why do I think they're not going to show up to this event? So, it's just one of those like fear, our brain is automatically wired to turn to fear and negativity first. And my soul's like, I got you. So practice, I'm telling you. So step 3, pay attention to your body. Your soul speaks through your body. When something is aligned, you feel expansive, light, and energized. And then when something is off, you feel contracted, heavy, and drained. And that one was powerful for me too, when I learned about this. When you learn that when you're not in alignment, your soul will feel heavy. It'll feel drained. But when you're in alignment, you feel this light that's expansive. And I'm going to say expansiveness, or, you just feel like energized and just full of light. And I've noticed that, honestly. But I've never really paid attention to it until recently, where I'm just like, you know what? You're right. My soul is in alignment. So this makes me happy. I'm at peace. And that's what you feel. You feel at peace. So when you start trying to do things your own way, remember that your soul is going to tell you, listen to your body. Start asking yourself, how does this feel in my body? Trust what you feel, not just what you think. And step 4, follow the breadcrumbs. Your soul doesn't usually give you the map. It gives you the next step. That book you feel called to read, that conversation you feel called to have, that class you keep talking about, they're signs. So step 5, stop asking everyone else what you should do. I know this is scary, but you have to stop crowdsourcing your life decisions. Other people can give you information, but only you can make the choice that you're right for your soul. Or that's right for your soul. And step 6, practice trusting small whispers first. Start with low stakes, like low stake decisions. Which route to take home, like what to have for lunch or what to wear. Practice listening to and trusting your inner knowing on all those small things, and it will get stronger for the big things. And here's the most important part. Your soul's whisper is always, always guiding you toward your highest good. It might not make sense to your logical mind. It might not fit with other people's expectations, but it's always, always guiding you toward the life you came here to live. When you start listening to your soul's whisper, everything changes. Your decisions become clearer because you're not trying to please everyone. Your path becomes purposeful because you're following your own inner compass. Your life becomes authentically, unapologetically yours. And that's beautiful. I love that. All right, my beauties, your soul has been whispering to you your entire life. It's been trying to guide you home to who you really are and what you came here to do. So I want to leave you with this question. What is your soul whispering to you right now? Right now, in this moment, what do you know you need to do but have been putting off? Think about it. I'm going to put it in there as well. Let me put it in the little chat area. Not chat, but I want you to write it down or screenshot it. What is your soul whispering to you right now? And what is it that you need to take action on? Don't overthink it. Don't analyze it. Just feel into it. What's the whisper? I want you to drop a comment below and share that one thing. Let's support each other in honoring our inner knowing, because when we share our whispers, they become less scary and more possible. And if you're ready to dive deeper, if you're ready to turn your whisper into your roadmap, I want to invite you to book a free breakthrough call with me where we're going to explore your soul, or what your soul is trying to tell you, and how to create a plan to listen to it. And I've officially opened the registrations for Ignite Your Confidence, the one-on-one and the group coaching. So if you're tired of the repeat looping scenarios in your life and you're ready to take serious action, you can actually book a time with me at francinaayala.com/meant for more. And I'm going to drop it here for you so that you can write it down, screenshot it, and make it happen. There you go. Okay, so I'm only doing a handful of one-on-one coaching and group, so get in while you can. The group coaching and the personal coaching is an 8-week session. And of course, I want to give you a final thought. You were meant for more. Your soul knows it. And the question is, are you ready to listen? So don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe for more real talk about living your more. Until next time, loves, keep listening to that beautiful whisper, and I will see you soon. If there's any other questions, again, leave it in the comment section and I will come back and answer them. So thank you for joining me today on this beautiful episode of When Your Soul Whispers. And I can't wait to bring you more insightful tips and understanding and awareness to you next week. So stay blessed. Know that you were meant for more and that you are going to shine upon everyone's life to experience your own joy. Okay? Take care. We'll see you soon.
I want to get to know what you do, what inspires you, what you enjoy. My ability to lead really impacts women on a larger level because not every woman has the same story or the same journey. So understanding where they've come from and where they want to go helps me be the leader that I can so that I can show up in a space of authenticity for them.